A little over 10 years ago, I made the move to Charleston without really knowing too much about the city or the area. So I've compiled a list of 7 things that I wish I would have known before making that move. Welcome back, everybody. If you're new here, I am Bill, and I make videos to help people make better decisions when moving to, from, or around the greater Charleston area and South Carolina. So if you're into that sort of thing, go ahead and click that subscribe button down below. And if you're looking to make a move in the next 3 days to 3 years, I can probably help with that. So when it comes to these 7 things that I wish I would have known, I just want to preface that none of these would have been deal breakers at all, but it is something I wish I would have been a little bit more prepared for. So let's get right into this. And the number one thing is the weather. Now, growing up in Ohio, I was used to very cold winters and moderately hot summers. Well, moving down here to Charleston, I have very mild winters and we have very hot and humid summers. And because I grew up in the north, I don't really take too kindly to the heat. I sweat a lot.
If everybody felt that way, nothing would get done.
Our hottest months around here are usually July through September, where we can see temperatures get into the 90s, and then that heat index pushes it into the hundreds. You can go to the beach, you can cool off, but for me, like if I look outside when it's that hot out, I start to sweat. So you can generally find me in shorts and short sleeves pretty much from April through October. And number 2 are the bugs. And yes, I know there's bugs everywhere, and a lot of people talk about the mosquitoes here in Charleston. I'm not gonna waste your time because I'm just gonna say, yes, there are a lot of mosquitoes. We're low-lying with a lot of standing water. I think what's worse than the mosquitoes are what we call the no-see-ums. They are biting gnats, and they swarm around you, and bug spray does nothing for them. But one little hack, if you watch my video about the 10 hacks for Charleston, I mentioned this, that Hemp's moisturizing lotion works wonders to keep them away most of the time. I have had times where I've put it on and still gotten eaten alive by the gnats. This is why most people have screened-in porches down here. It's a way to get around all of these bugs. But just be aware, dawn and dusk, they're usually the worst. But it's not just these small flying insects, it's the palmetto bugs. Now, palmetto bugs are our fancy term for cockroaches, and they're everywhere. You're going to see them in your house. Generally, if you see one in your house, they're gonna be pretty big. It doesn't necessarily mean you have an infestation and you need to freak out and clean everything. One just may have gotten into your house, and if you see them over and over and over and over again, then call your pest guy because you've probably got an infestation. But they are everywhere, inside, outside. You're going to see them. We just gave them a really fancy name of the palmetto bug instead of calling them a cockroach. Now, number 3 isn't something that I have allergies now. I don't think Charleston caused me to have these allergies per se. I think it just came with growing up. You just become allergic to stuff. And that one thing is pollen. Now, I was not prepared for the pollen season here in Charleston. Now, you go one day, everything is fine. You wake up the next day, everything is yellow. Your car is yellow, the street is yellow. When it rains, the water washes down the street yellow because of all the pollen. And it's not just once that this can happen. Now, it depends, because there are some years where we get unseasonably warm in February, early March, and everything starts to bloom and everything turns yellow. And then it may get cold a little bit, and then it warms up again and everything else starts to bloom. So now we've got a second round of pollen. So I highly suggest, right when you move here, just go to Costco and buy your 55-gallon drum of Allegra or whatever allergy medicine you prefer, and just keep it on hand. Even if you have a history of not having allergies, the pollen is going to get to you. Pollen season, that's like our 5th season that we have, but there's a 6th, and that's hurricane season. Now, I've watched hurricanes from afar my whole life, just on the news, but I never experienced one full on until I moved to Charleston. It wasn't actually a hurricane, it was a tropical storm. That's another story. I was terrified of that. But if you're not ready for hurricane season, which mind you lasts 6 months. It goes from June through November. But the active times are pretty much August and September, where a lot of the big storms come in. Now, hurricanes are very scary, they're very big. All I have to say is make sure you have your plan with you, your friends, your roommates on if you're going to stay, have everything ready. If you're going to evacuate, know when and where you're going to go. And number 5, we're gonna get into the people. Now, when I moved here, I was thinking, okay, everything is gonna be great. Southern hospitality, everyone is super nice and super friendly all the time. Please, thank you, yes ma'am, and yes sir. Well, I was mostly right on that. When you meet people out, everyone is super nice to you for the most part. But when you're researching things online and you're asking those questions, it's online that these people come out, and they keep saying a few things over and over and over again. And you're gonna see this, you've probably seen it in the comments of my other videos, and they've probably already been down in the comments of this video when I first mentioned that I grew up in Ohio. For some reason, the people in Charleston online hate people from Ohio. I do not understand it. They think everyone who moves from Ohio comes to Charleston and has completely ruined the area, and this is probably triggering a lot of people. Let's see how many comments we can get down there about how much you hate people from Ohio. I don't get it. Please explain it to me. So like the big joke is to tell people, go back to Ohio and we full. And it's not a complete sentence, but everyone just wants to tell you that Charleston's full. Don't think that that is everyone that is here. When you meet people, there are so many people that are not from here or that are from here that are extremely friendly that you're going to meet. Just those keyboard cowboys hide behind their laptops and love to just make these nasty comments. Ignore them even down in my comments because they are everywhere. And next we're going to talk about the traffic. I want to break this up into 3 different sections for you because I think there's 3 different things that you need to be aware about with the traffic. We're going to talk about general traffic, we're going to talk about tourist traffic, and we're going to talk about beach traffic. Now, on the general traffic side, let's go back to these mean people online. They're all saying this. They all think that the traffic in Charleston is like the worst in the country. I'm not saying traffic is good by any means here, but it's not as bad as they make it out to be. It is bad for the size of the city, yes, but it's not like Atlanta or Charlotte or any of those big cities. Even like they make it out like it's like New York and LA traffic. It's not. In rush hour, really, unless there's an accident, you're still moving. You're not always at a dead stop for hours. And the next part of this is that tourist traffic. Now this is mainly downtown and sometimes headed to the beaches, which we'll get to in just a second. But when you're driving downtown on the peninsula of Charleston, please, please, please pay attention. Because not only are these tourists driving, they're looking at everything that they can see. These roads are super narrow. They're one way. I've seen so many people turn the wrong way down a one-way street or stop to turn off the crosstown where it clearly says no turns. Just please pay attention because that happens all the time and it's extremely unsafe. But it's not just them driving, it's when you're driving and they're walking down the street. People will walk out in front of your car without even noticing because they're looking at these historic buildings and the beautiful scenery that we have downtown. They're just very tunnel vision on checking out that house or that church. Please just pay attention, drive slow. You'll get to where you're going and don't mind them. They just let them go and keep on going. And lastly, with the traffic, we have the beach traffic. Now, the beaches here in Charleston aren't like a lot of other places in the country. Our beaches are barrier islands. So you can't just say, I'm gonna get on this road and it's gonna take me into the beach. No, there's one road for pretty much each beach that's gonna take you in and out. And it is one lane in and it is one lane out. Fortunate for me, my kids are really little and they wake up at the butt crack of dawn. So when we go to the beach, we are at the beach pretty much before most people are awake some days. And when it's time for us to leave, that's when everyone else is trying to get to the beach. So if you wait until 10, 11, 12 o'clock to get down to the beach, plan on sitting in traffic for significantly longer than you would if you get there between 9 and 10 or earlier. Now, the last thing on this list is the live music scene. Now, there is a lot of live music that goes on here in Charleston. A lot of it isn't my style. This is a personal preference. Fun fact, a lot of people don't know this about me. I am a huge heavy metal fan. And up until recently, it was rare to have a heavy metal band tour through Charleston. Now we have the Music Farm has reopened that has been bringing in some amazing acts there. But if you're a big hip hop or metal fan, you're probably not going to get too many concerts here that are going to float your boat. Most of what we're going to get is going to be country and indie alternative and like yacht rock. Don't get me wrong, I love some yacht rock too, but that is the scene of the music here. So what did I miss? If you moved here and there's something you wish you would have known, like let us know down in the comments. Let's keep this conversation going. And if you are looking to make a move, I'd love to chat. Like hit me up. I've got all my contact information in the description below. I'll see you on the next video. I'm out.